Marine Dorner arrived in Redhausen 2 years ago, a splash of color in a town that preferred shades of gray. From the moment she stepped onto its cobblestone streets, she was a puzzle they couldn't solve. Her boots were too fashionable, her lipstick too crimson, her accent a little too London for their simple tastes. She was a single woman, unapologetically so, who hosted gatherings where wine flowed freely and conversation sparkled. Her elegant dresses stood out against a backdrop of modest cardigans and sensible shoes. More than anything, Maren represented change, and Redhausen, a town steeped in tradition, detested change. It was a place where conformity was comfort, and she was anything but conforming. Her connection to Heinrich Wolf, the town's reclusive patriarch, was tenuous at best, but in a place starved for drama, it was more than enough. Gossip, like a creeping vine, began to twist around them. They were seen speaking once, just briefly, at a local charity event. Another time, her car was spotted parked outside his grand villa for less than an hour. Heinrich, in a rare social appearance, had even attended one of her afternoon literary salons, where artists and thinkers gathered. These were the simple, innocuous facts, but in the fertile imagination of Redhausen, these tiny seeds of interaction were watered with suspicion and blossomed into a full-blown, scandalous affair. The whispers grew louder, more elaborate, painting a picture of illicit romance and secret rendezvous. Then, one Tuesday afternoon, the news broke. It spread through Redhausen with the speed of a wildfire, leaping from phone to phone, from shop to shop, in under 20 minutes. Heinrich Wolf was dead, and in that instant, the town's collective suspicion, simmering for 2 long years, boiled over. Their minds didn't seek evidence or entertain doubt. They leaped directly to the conclusion that felt the most satisfying, the most dramatic, the one they had been secretly wishing for all along. The verdict was passed and hushed, excited tones over garden fences and checkout counters. She's finally done it. That woman, Maren. She's killed him. It was a story too delicious to question, a perfect ending to the drama they had themselves authored. That evening, as twilight painted the sky in soft hues of purple and orange, Marine Dorner was at home, completely unaware of the storm gathering around her. She was wrapped in a soft wool shawl, a book resting in her lap. A glass of deep red wine sat untouched on the small table beside her, its surface reflecting the gentle light of a nearby lamp. She was lost in her own world, a world far from the venomous whispers of the town. A sharp, authoritative knock on her front door shattered the peace. She opened it calmly. Her expression won a mild surprise, not fear. 2 police officers stood on her doorstep, their faces grim and unreadable. Behind her, the cozy scene of her living room, the books, the wine, the warm light stood in stark contrast to the cold reality on her porch. She didn't protest when they asked her to come to the station for questioning. There was no outburst, no denial, no panicked plea for a lawyer. She simply gave a slow, deliberate nod. It was a nod of resignation, of someone who had seen this play before in other judgmental towns. It was the nod of a woman who understood, with a weary certainty, how stories are spun from thin air, how reputations are shredded by idle tongues. She knew that in a town like Redhausen, a woman like her was already condemned. As she stepped out into the chilly night air, escorted by the officers, she could feel their eyes on her. From behind twitching curtains and darkened windows, her neighbors watched. Their faces weren't filled with concern or sympathy. Instead, their eyes held a sharp, satisfied gleam. They saw her being led away, and it confirmed everything they wanted to believe. In their minds, her guilt wasn't a question to be answered by a trial or by evidence. It was a fundamental truth, a fact of her very being. A woman like Marine Dorner, who dared to be different, who lived by her own rules, was, in their eyes, born guilty. And tonight, they believed, she was finally getting what she deserved. But what they didn't know, what the entire town of Redhausen couldn't possibly comprehend, was that this was only the beginning. The death of Heinrich Wolf was not the end of a story. It was the prologue to a much larger, more complex mystery. And Marine Dorner, the woman they had so eagerly cast as the villain, was about to become the unwilling hero in a drama far more real and dangerous than any of their gossip could ever invent. The real story was about to unfold, and it would challenge everything they thought they knew about their quiet little town, about Heinrich Wolf, and most of all, about the mysterious woman in the fashionable boots. Join us as we unravel the secrets of Redhausen. What really happened to Heinrich Wolf, and who is the real Marin Dorner? The truth is often more shocking than fiction. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single chapter of this incredible story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.